How we doing, everyone? Ellington here, and look at this. It is not Rome 2 today, it is Attila Total War. And not only is it Attila Total War, but let's come on, hold on. Let's zoom in on this. It is 1212 AD. Here we are back again with another 1212 battle. And this one is even better than the last one because guess what? This is a 4v4 instead of a 3v3. And hey, there's no like weird stormy fog thing, and we can actually see what the hell's going on. So, you know what? Well, let's just get right into it. How about that? Now, attacking right off the bat, looking at the first army here, this is actually me. And I am playing the Duchy of Burgundy. Now, next to me here is Royal Athenian, who is playing the Principality of Wales. Then on the other side, all the way over here, we've got Sea Dog being, he is commanding the Kingdom of Jerusalem and Epirus. You can see already coming in over here against the dismounted Knights of St. Lazarus. Yeah. And then finally for the attackers, we have got Attilla, who is commanding the Duchy of Austria. Very colorful, the Austrians. Now, for the defenders, I might have a little bit of trouble. Okay, so we got Teutonic Order here. I remember them. So I just don't have all the... There's so many factions in this game. Teutonic Order is being commanded by Mexi. Then we've got... Who else do we have over here? I know this is the... I believe this is the Emperor... Empire of or Nicaea. It's it's Nicaea, which is being commanded by Riken. See some archers up here. On the other side, we have got the Sultanate of Rum being commanded by Lance, and finally Grey Wolf, who is commanding the Latin Empire.
Seniors, lead your sections.
Got some archer militia here, some men-at-arms, Templar sergeant spears. You can see I am using my bombard over here to try and take down this wall. Some artillery firing from over here as well. You can see on our side a little bit of a slow approach, but on the other side here, our allies are going gung-ho, and they are just like charging all in here, guys. You can see here Attilla got some of his spear units up on the walls, fighting some dismounted Cyprian Knights. Oh wait, no, are we sure that's not a... Yeah, Levy Spearmen. I was about to say, I was like, wait a minute. Cyprian Knights, that sounds like one of their things. Yeah, I think I was seeing something from all the way over here. Mexi's general over here. The Grand Master's bodyguard. Teutonic Order. You don't know the Teutonic Order is one of the medieval religious orders of Europe. You have things like the really famous ones typically are like the Knights Templar, the Knights Hospitaller, the Teutonic Order. You have the Knights of the St. Lazarus. There's quite a few out there, you know, and if you've ever studied things like the Knights Templar history, they're actually, it's very, very interesting. And I know that some of it seems like it's got to be like, you know, conspiracy theory, but I do think that there's a lot of really weird stuff that happened with that whole deal, and kind of crazy. Think of it, that this tiny order of knights that was created by a couple men grew into this massive superpower that could take on, you know, nations. You can see over here I've got some of my... How do you say it? Custeliers? Something like that. It's a medium shot cab. Nothing really too crazy. you know, one-on-one versus like a really good shock cav, it'll probably lose. Like I said, on our side, going pretty slow. I don't even know I would say slow. We're pacing ourselves. We don't really need to rush in. We're busting down the wall, getting in, and we're taking our time, making an ordered attack. Over here, honestly, I think it's good that this is going this way. On this side, they are really putting a lot of pressure on. And I think what's interesting about that is that it's drawing a lot of attention to this side. And I think that's going to really assist us on the other side in having a little bit easier way in. You can see a lot of Tityron's archers here taking on some of the Levy crossbow. The Levy crossbow cannot shoot back at those archers, so the archers pretty much are getting free shots. Pavis spearmen. Let's look at some of these units real quick, guys. Even the Levy spears, like the cheap, crappy guys, look fantastic. I'm not even going to try and like pronounce some of these names, though. I mean, come on. How good does this look? Now, on this side, you can see that for Sea Dog here, the defenders are really just kind of giving him his way in. And, you know, I think the reason for that is that they are taking advantage of this kind of level, this, like, second level of defenses here, allowing them to kind of get some free shots down at the attackers. And as you can see, witnessing some of the stupidest, one of the stupidest, like functions I've ever seen in any game, let alone just a Total War game. The stupid tower being destroyed when you capture it is so absurd. Now this one I destroyed with my bombard, so I didn't want to get shot by it, and honestly I didn't want to run the chance of accidentally losing units to it. You can see the Grey Wolf is kind of defending this like depressed area over here. He's got these Templar Sergeant spears. Got the good old black and white, or black and white, red and white. Sorry, the red shield or the red cross. Wow, I cannot talk. Got Archer Militia back here. And he's got some Templar Mounted Sergeants. Once again, kind of a medium shot cav, very similar to the cav that I brought. And on our side, kind of the same deal. They are giving us the entire wall, allowing us to waltz right in. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to complain about that. I'll take a free step into the city. Now over here, you can see the Sea Dog, the dismounted Knights of the Order of St. Lazarus. That is a long, long name. Already here in combat. Now they are a, what are they? Heavy melee infantry. I mean, they should do relatively well here. Let's get a look at some of this combat. Even the spear that's holding them back is pretty good. Now, spears in this game are really good. Typical sword infantry is average, I would say. But honestly, the thing that really, really is just nasty in this game are shock infantry. So guys like this, the Halberder Heavy Axemen. Shock infantry in this game is nasty. If it is able to get into a combat without getting shot to hell, it will annihilate anything that it goes up against, as long as it's not like another shock infantry or something, you know what I mean? Because obviously then you would have like some counter, and archers do pretty decent against them. You can see I've got some infantry coming down, some sergeants coming about, getting ready to attack this Templar Sergeant Spear. Look at these guys, the Spear Sergeants. Look at those shields, man. Ooh, oh, man. So, Gray's Bastion Cannon turning around, getting some good shots over here. Not a whole lot I could do about it. If I really wanted to, I could have sent one of these towers down over here and shut it up. To be honest with you, they would have, whatever unit I put up here would have died, though. And I really didn't think it was worth losing an entire unit. Some of the spears up here, though, from Tityrond look like they're starting to break. This guy here, why can't I see it's there you go, 94 out of 160, and then this other one, 112 out of 160, but looks like that one's starting to waver as well. It looks like Mexi here was able to get his halberders off of the walls. He brought them back down the wall over to this little stairway here. Over here, Sea Dog, he's got his dismounted Cyprine Knights moving over here, probably to come and try and support Tityrond. He actually already has another unit over here. It's another Cyprine Knight. First, they got to break down the barricade, and then after that, they're going to have to go through the Pavie spears from the Teutonic Order. Massive Pavie shields. Prussian archers back behind them. Now on this side, I've got my archers in. I've got the ducal household longbows, which I believe were my best longbow, my best archer there. And then ordnance longbows, which are kind of like the step down. And they are going to be taking on the archer militia here from the Latin Empire. And as you can see here, it's not going too great for them. You can see an attack over this way. My sergeant's going up against Templar Sergeant Spears. Another archer militia back behind them. And then over here, Royal Athenian hitting with his own sergeant. But against some of the Sultanate of Rum units here. He's got a spear, a couple spears, and a sword unit here. And then you can see another melee infantry unit here. I don't know, it looks like they have a combination of swords and axes. Back this way, you can see the unit that got hit by that mortar earlier in the game is the Nafatoon. Nafatoons are really, really nasty. They pretty much are flamethrowers. Then you got these guys, which I'm not even going to try and say that name, but they are similar to a Nafatoon. Nafatoons almost are more like they throw like little can grenades, if that makes sense. That unit that I just showed you is the like flamethrowery weird. They're really, really nasty. Things like handgunners we limit to 1 a player. Nafatoons 1 a player. Shock infantry we limit to 2 a player because shock infantry is so good. So you got Cyprine Knights. So it looks like he actually switched out his dismounted Knights of St. Lazarus in for his dismounted Cyprine Knights. And Tityrond here kind of made the decision that this back area here, this little spot here, was not going well for him. He didn't feel like it was really going to be worth the continued attack. So you can see he's actually moving a lot of his units over to Sea Dog because Sea Dog has an easy way into the settlement. He didn't have to fight for it in, so it means it's an easy way in for both these armies. You can see the halberders from Mexi here, the Teutonic Order, are now in combat. Right now it doesn't look like they're getting too many kills, but I think that's mostly due to the fact that they're kind of like behind the Pavie spear unit. Look at the axes they've got though, man. They're massive, like Executioner's axe. And there's the Grandmaster, Grandmaster's bodyguard, the Grandmaster himself. I do like that you can kind of see some of the differences in like you can see like who the king is or who the general is. Like, let me see. Like, obviously that's, or wait a minute, maybe not. I don't know, I'm pretty sure that that's the Duke. Yeah, I mean, look at his armor and stuff. Look at these guys, man. These are the Welsh. You can hear his own his mortar, excuse me, shooting over the walls into the defenses of the Sultanate of Room. You can see Archer Militia back here. And most of the Archer Militia for Grey Wolf on this side were pretty much defeated. You can see the bodies here from the Archer units. Now, I had thrown in my dismounted Chevaliers into his spear unit, but he's going to counter with his dismounted Templars here. And I'm going to run my guys away. I want to try and save my shock infantry if I can. And I'm going to shoot his as much as I possibly can. And I'll let my weaker, infantry unit take the brunt of his charge, rather than my really good shock infantry. We were really worried about his cav trying to come out and be annoying, so we did have, my cavalry over here ready to deal with that if need be. Now, on the walls on this side, Titty Ron's last unit here, his spear, is unfortunately getting chewed up by the halberdier heavy axes, but look at that. They're down to 86 men, so about half health. 296 kills, guys. And for this game, 296 is an outrageous amount of kills. That is, a lot. Not very many units get that typically. It is your shock infantry, really good shock cavalry, things like that tend to get most of those kind of kills. Here comes the Grandmaster charging into the Knights of St. Lazarus. Even the Grandmaster already 103 kills. Now the other halberdier here with 129 kills. You can see Sea Dog and Titty Ron trying to use their archers to shoot down the axes. Got the Cyprine Knights here ready. They trying to be prepared for this Grandmaster's bodyguard. Shock Cav is really good in this mod, well, in Attila as a whole, and so it means that they can easily blast through your infantry. All right, we got another Knight of St. Lazarus here. There is a polearm into combat now. Italian mercenaries. Oh man, the trebuchet from Sea Dog coming in and hitting. And the amount of archer fire coming into this spot is just amazing. It's crazy. Look at that shit. Look at that shot, man. Coming over here. Oh, right through the Pavi spears. Right down the center. That is like a 10 points, 10 points for Gryffindor. I don't know why I just made a Harry Potter reference, but get over it. I did. Now my shock infantry, 89, 91 kills. The spear's doing solidly well at 67. Honestly, really, the only reason they're not doing better is because the main thing they're fighting is shock infantry, which is just really good. Which is why shock infantry is limited to 2, because if it wasn't limited to 2, it would just be outrageously good. Now, I had the idea maybe of you know what, maybe I could catch some stuff here with my cav. So I'm gonna go probe the defense here with my cavalry. Over on this side, Royal Athenian doing a really good job. You can see, last time we kind of looked over in this area, their main defense was kind of in this spot, but we've broken through that, and Royal Athenian is now pushing down the main avenue here. I think, yeah, he's still got a little bit pushing over here, some of his late period sergeants. Get some screenshots there. They've got some more units back here. A lot of stuff in this plaza, including some pole arms. And here's one of the handgunners. I brought one of my archers over here. I've got my ducal household longbows here, basically to assist with the crossbows from the Sultanate of Roum. Broom, broom, broom. I know I made that joke already, but it's okay. I love the shield details. Now, Tiddy here better be careful. He's getting shot up by the Prussian archers. Now, I don't know how much damage are they doing? 13, 23. I guess they're not doing too much damage. And they are shooting all the way out here at the Turcopoles from the Kingdom of Jerusalem and Cyprus here. Light bow. I think these are the like they're the quasi bow. Like they do both. I think they could shoot and fight in melee. Now, I remember this. Grey Wolf almost made a big mistake. I unfortunately was too late in catching. You see my cab moving forward. Grey Wolf's archer had ran all the way up here. And I saw it at the very last second and tried to move my cav to get it, but it was way too late. Ah, man. I was beating myself up for missing that. He does have a pretty stout defense set up here. Dismounted Templar Knights, Templar Mounted Sergeant. It's got more spearmen over here. And then over on this side, they've got another defense, but it is kind of cut off a little bit by this barricade. And as you can see, they are kind of falling back from this side. The Uktukleri, I don't know, I probably butchered that. Look at these guys. Another one of those massive axes. Really good shock infantry. You can see they felt they could not hold this anymore over here, so they are falling back from that position. Probably, hopefully going to take their Navatunes with them too. You don't want to lose those. It's an expensive unit to lose. Look at, I mean, like, I think at this point the majority of deaths that have happened right in this spot so far. Looks like right now, if I remember right, I think they started this battle with a little more forces than we did, and I think we've turned it a little bit where we have like 400 more men than they do. Another issue that Attila has is that the difference in money cost between attacking and defending is like 5,000 gold. So it's pretty overkill. So one of the rules we usually play by is that the attackers need to leave 1,500 gold on the table, meaning they can't use 1,500 gold. Basically just to kind of even out the difference in the funds a little bit. Got archers moving back up here. I think this is Nicaea. Light bow infantry. Probably getting set up to try and like shoot some more into some of these forces here from Sea Dog and Tityrond. Look at the Cyprian Knights, man. I know I'm spending a lot of time like looking at the units, but gosh, this mod is so gorgeous. It's hard not to. I made a little bit of a boo-boo here. I tried pulling my cav forward to like kind of annoy them, and I accidentally selected all of my cav, including my general, and it was kind of annoying. As you can see, more of our forces moving down this way. I've got 2 of my sergeant units getting ready, and my archers shooting back here at the Aflak crossbows. Crossbows are pretty good. Archers, to be perfectly honest with you, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, archers in this game are not that impressive. The armor is good enough in this, I think that's why, like in this time period, that I think that's why they kind of decreased some of the effectiveness of like archers. I was 163 now in the Hobrooters. Look at that, the Fusknet spearmen now broken. Another one set up behind him. But look at this, here we go. Now you got your handgunners. Oh man, I love handgunners. They're so awesome. And man, they do some nasty damage. Halbrooder's gonna go into the next unit. The 2 units actually have spears here. I just noticed that. Oh, and the archer fire. I will say, I wish before this, I wish I had, like, fixed the projectile trails. You can see I had moved one of my spear units forward to begin capturing this gate, but the Templar mounted sergeant's really being a nuisance. 97 kills right now. So I'm bringing one of my cav units up to maybe try and get him to go away. What I want to do is I want to gain a little bit of space here by the gate. That's why I'm trying to take the gate. But the reason I want the space is so that I can see bringing my ordnance longbows forward, because I want to begin shooting over at these units, these archer militias, so that I can continue working my way through, you know, then I can begin shooting at the dismounted Templars and so on and so forth. They still have their Greek fire throwers back here. Trebuchets coming in down the street. Oh, just over the heads. I think if they had kept running the way they were running, they would have hit that unit right on. Oh, lucky. That unit's lost a couple men and does not have any kills. Oh, he's missing by just a tiny bit. You got the Austrian Ritter, which is the shock infantry. It's a late period. So in this game, that's how it's all kind of listed out, is early, what is it? It's early, something, high, late periods. And then it's literally just kind of differences in how good the unit is. You see Royal Athenian actually brought one of his cavalry units over here. I don't even know how to say that. It's something Welsh. Oh, it's a Javi unit. It's a Javi cav. Medium shock cav. You can see my longbows doing a good job over here. But, I mean, Grey Wolf has a good defense setup, man. This is going to be, it's going to be tough. We're gaining ground, but I think any of the ground we're gaining is honestly just the ground they're giving us. It has not been a super easy push, that's for sure. Now over here, look at the Hospitaller Knights, dismounted Hospitallers, 256 now. And they're probably going to turn right back around and charge back in. One of those units that it's kind of like think like a Thracian noble. Your shock infantry is a unit you want to be using in cycling them in and out, getting charges in. This could not be good. Kingdom of Room got his handgunners up. Are they going to get some shots off? They're getting focused down by archers, though. I don't know if they're going to get much off here. Oh, man. Handgunners, kind of like crossbows and stuff, you tend to need a really flat, even, like, nothing in your way, including your own troops.
Keep it up! They're cowards!
Now, because I was able to get rid of the archer unit, now I'm going to be able to use my shock infantry a lot more effectively, so I'm going to start getting them into this combat. The one downside here is that they do have an archer unit back here that does have range on me, while I don't personally have range on them. You can see they are moving their own shock infantry forward, and so I'm trying to shoot them down. We're also engaging over here. You've got the foot chevaliers going up against my sergeant unit. But on the top of this hill, in this little like nook, I've got my really good longbow unit set up, shooting right over the houses into the backs and sides of the Chevalier unit. I think I just got a screenshot of the guy getting his head chopped off, and that's fantastic, and I love it. How's the... Look at this, 266, just racking up kills. God, shock infantry is so good. It's honestly, it's broken, which is why it has to be limited. Cyprian Knights coming over. Honestly, I think mostly just to slow this down, considering the fact that their spear unit is beginning to break. what we tend to suggest in this faction when you're, or like in this game, when you're building your armies, obviously get your general, probably get 2 units of shock cav. Usually the rule we play is 3 shock cavalry, including the general, 4 ranged, 2 shock infantry. 1 of your range units can be a handgun or like a Naftoon, and the like 1 polearm is really kind of the finishing. But what I would suggest is get your general, probably get 2 units of shock cavalry, get your 2 very best shock infantry that is available to the faction you took, and then fill out the rest of your army with whatever you want. You know, I honestly think that is the way. Like, as long as you have got those, you can do whatever you want with the rest of your army. You can bring infantry, like melee infantry. You can bring spear infantry. You can bring whatever you want. Shock cav is so good that it can charge into a lot of spear units and do fine. Now, pole arms, probably not. You probably don't want to get too, like, as kind of crazy with them. You can see that the Naftoons had actually come forward trying to get a little sneaky. Oh my god, look at the handgunners. And what's nice about the handgunners is it tears through the line and actually hits things behind them too. So the Sergeant Spears just got spanked there. 32, 33 kills, 34 kills. Now this was a nice move here. A really good move by Grey Wolf. Using his gen, coming over and really taking advantage of the weakness to the cavalry that we had over here. The infantry that we have over here is not, like, it's not going to do well against shock cavalry. And then look at this. Same thing over here. This is the Emperor's bodyguard. I think this is from the Empire of Nicaea. Charging in, blasting through a sergeant unit into an archer here. You can see Royal Athenian rushing forward a polearm. He's got to solidify this side so that he doesn't lose this flank. Handgunners were getting set up to shoot, but that's when Grey Wolf brought in his Templar bodyguard. The High Period unit. Oh, nice charge. But I got my own cav coming in. Unfortunately, Grey Wolf does lose his general here. Handguns now shooting back into the foot chevaliers there. The handguns have armor piercing, so all of the armor that these guys have really just doesn't do anything. And look, the most exciting fight you'll ever see. Polearm versus polearm. But you know how you break that stalemate? Shock infantry. Where'd he go? The Halberder's coming back and in. 330 kills. Cyprine Knights shattered, 163 kills. Then the Knights of St. Lazarus moving over, 156 out of 160. They're a little depleted over here, I would say. It definitely looks like majority of forces that are left for the attackers are on this side of the map. You can see Royal Athenian actually was able to throw in some of his own dismounted Hospitaller Knights against the Anglo-Varangoi, which I think is like a Varangian Guard type thing. They look awesome. We continue to push down this way, but you can see that they've pulled back a little bit here, kind of setting up this way, and actually kind of giving up a little bit of this defense here. I think they're trying to lure us into a trap between their foot chevaliers and their men-at-arms. I got my spear sergeant. I like the scale mail on the men-at-arms. Then over here you've got Halberdiers, which is a polearm unit for the Teutonic Order. 353 kills now on the Halberder heavy axes. 73 on the Pave Spears. Very well done. And I think they're just going to slow down, if I remember right. I think we were like, hey, guys, we've got a good push. Don't feel like you have to rush forward in your attack. They said, all right. So they could see that they have kind of slowed down a little bit. They're not pushing too hard. They're putting enough pressure to keep some attention on them, but they are not charging in willy-nilly. This dismounted Austrian Ritter, though, is doing very, very well. 229 now. But it looks like the Anglo-Varangoi are broken. 179 kills. I think it was this Cav unit that was able to finish them off. Oh, and here we go. They re-engaged us before we could get out of the alleyway here. So we got 2 units of Sergeant versus the Foot Chevaliers. The Foot Chevaliers should win that. But then over here, he had no answer to the shock infantry that I've got here, so he's just getting the hell out of there. But my Cav is right here, and I'm going to charge into this man-at-arms. I don't want this unit getting away. Might as well finish it if we can. And now they did pull back. So you could see it opened up this area here. And what it's going to allow us to do, I'm going to take my sergeant, I'm going to go cut off this men-at-arms unit. My sergeant, 74 kills. And then a charge right into the back of the men-at-arms. Now this is going to be tough. You got these 2 units here, you got a pole arm, you got more infantry, then all back here you've got archers and crossbows, you've got the Napatoons, the Greek fire throwers. This is going to be a tough nut to crack, guys. And be honest with you, this was a very, very fun and intense battle. Now, the Pave Spears were engaging the Knights of St. Lazarus, but they're a little out of position. Well, now they're shattered, so I guess it doesn't matter. But they were really out of position there. Look at the fight on top of the barricade. Makes me think of Les Miserables. Here we go. Royal Athenians archers shooting in. They don't have a whole lot of archers left, but they definitely have enough. And I know that by this point, I personally had sent a lot of ammo. And I'm pretty sure that Tittyron and Sea Dog were pretty much out of ammo by this point. Well, maybe not, because, yeah, I guess it looks like they do still have ammo. So, you know, it should be okay then. And on this side, they've actually, look at this. So they've actually been able to push all the way down to this center area. The defenders have fallen back pretty much all the way to this area. Got the Austrian Ritters charging into the spear unit and blasting them. What's the Austrian Ritter got kills wise? 165. Shotcav is so good, guys. Then you got one of the Welsh archer units. Oh, and that was a weird thing. The archers, these archers had no legs. It was very odd.
I've seen graveyard whores 3 days dead, with more about them than you.
I actually brought my handguns over here to start blasting these guys.
Hold on to your sword there!
poppy spears. I don't think they liked that very much. They're going to try and chase off my handguns. But here we go. The Knights of St. Lazarus coming and hitting the spears from behind. And then looks like the Austrian Ritters maybe going to come forward. Oh, the Gulam bodyguards actually have bows, and they're actually shooting. What are they shooting at, though? Are they shooting at the... Looks like they're shooting at the infantry back here, which is interesting. I think this longbow's out of ammo, but I do have some more longbows that are still pretty much using the last vestiges of their ammunition. Honestly, that's right. I remember shooting over at the Prussian archers that were trying to shoot me. I said, I don't like that. Stop it. And now we're going to shoot at the polearms. The halberdiers, 104 men. Handgunners are really good if you can get like proper volleys with them. Look at this Templar defense, man. And I think these are Italian mercenaries. It's a polearm unit. You got some of the Sultanate, or wait, no. These are the Nicaea. Spatharia guard? They look awesome, I'll tell you that much. Whatever they're called. You got more shock infantry over here. And on this side, they've pretty much given this up. But this Prussian archer unit is probably going to die. The Austrian Ritter's getting in there. Halberdier's going to try and come save him, though. Now, the sergeants and the chevaliers seem to be pretty evenly matched right now. What's nice, though, is from this spot here onto that hill, these handgunners can actually shoot right up into the hill there with the chevaliers and the pole arms and such. Then I've got my dismounted chevalier coming, which is shock infantry for me. Now that could be an issue, though. Naftune's moving forward. And he immediately fired at that. Yep, there's the grenades from the Naftunes. On this side, it's a bit harder to push. If we push up this area, there's a lot of firepower sitting here waiting for us. And the pole arms here are pretty good for the Teutonic Order. It looks like the dismounted Austrian Ritters might be... Yeah, it looks like they're running out of steam. 343 kills. Big archer fight happening here between the Turcopoles and the... What do we got? The militia archers here, looks like. But it looks like the Turcopoles are actually shooting at the Billman unit. They dismounted Chevaliers, 235 kills now, being backed up by some late period sergeants. My cab moving this way. I think I was going after the general, the Gulam bodyguards. He's going, well, I think he thought about going after the Austrian Ritter. But I'm pretty sure he saw my unit coming and said, it's not worth it. Now these archers over here, the crossbows, I'm pretty sure they're either out of ammo or close to out of ammo. 162 kills, 99, and 94. They've been pushed back to the top of the hill now. I had my other unit of shock infantry moving up, but I pulled them out because there was too many units in that spot to really use them. But look at this. This isn't really good for this side. The Austrian Ritters and I don't know how the hell to say that, but all these units are getting overpowered by this massive shock infantry push here. Got the Anglo-Varangoi and the dismounted Templar Knights charging into combat and pushing back this assault from Tidiron and Sea Dog. They might be able to catch this Billman unit in transit as well, which is not good. Look at those kills, man. Now the Austrian Ritter coming up and charging into the shock infantry, slowing them down, hopefully going to be able to stop that. Starting to lose units over here as well. My shock infantry starting to break. I had brought my out of ammo longbow over here because I put it to capture this tower so that it didn't keep shooting me. And I'm bringing my other shock infantry over this way. To be honest with you, so Royal Athenian is really concentrating this push with his forces. He's actually also been sending stuff this whole game down the main avenue of the city to assist Tidiron and Sea Dog. So, kind of multitasking quite a bit here for Royal Athenian. But as you can see, they are getting a bit low on forces. A lot of what they've got left, well, I guess they've got some Cyprian Knights, but they've got a lot of archers, but not a whole lot of infantry left. The defenders have a pretty good setup over here. They actually brought their Greek fire throwers up, but I'm pretty sure they got shot up a lot. All right, so these guys look awesome, man. They look so good. Now the Billmen here getting shot. I think the militia archers, well, I think they're out of ammo. Got the Emperor's bodyguard over here still.
Come and have a go, you bastards!
The Emperor himself. Now it looks like, all right, so the dismounted Hospitaller Knights are going to be the one going in now, but they're getting countercharged by the, however you say that name, from the Sultanate of Rum. My dismounted Chevaliers coming up the hill, charging into the halberdiers. But it's an uphill charge. It's probably not going to be a very good charge. You can throw in shock infantry to pole arm. They're that good. But with the uphill charge, I think it really took away a lot of that shock. The shock and awe. Yeah, it looks like a depleted unit of the Anglo-Varangoi got a little overextended here. Hospitaller Knight's going to come in and surround them and finish them off. There she blows. Enemy general dead. Who? Not sure who would have been fighting at this point. Yeah, that's odd. You can see the handgunners shooting up into that upper area. They actually pushed us off of the hill. Dismounted Templar Knights here from Royal Athenian, holding back this counter push from the defenders. But then here we go, some more units coming in. Got a sergeant unit from myself. Cab moving over here. I think I was getting ready to charge in there. See if we get a good charge. Nope. Just blasted a whole bunch of our own men. Whoopsies. Yeah, over here, this shock infantry is not doing very well. Not having a great day of it. Especially with the archer support here from the Prussian archers. And then crossbows still have ammo. They're moving up too. All right, now we've got the Billman unit versus, what do we got here? Also a Billman unit. 37 against 75. I wonder who shall win this one. I'm a little surprised that they are not throwing in their shock infantry that's right here, 143 men. If you throw that into this double unit here, it'll probably wipe it up. Bounce power has definitely shifted pretty heavily in the attacker's favor, in our favor, I say, as one of the attackers. This counter push is very, very, very aggressive, and I honestly think it's about the only thing that the defenders could do. But you can see a little bit of ammo left here for the light bow infantry from Wales, shooting into the backs of the pole arms, and probably now going to change to the archers. Handgunners also shooting, 276 kills on them. Over here, we really couldn't push it much. We had to kind of give up. I mean, we still have units here, obviously keeping some of the defenders settled here, but we really couldn't keep throwing stuff into it. They were losing too bad. Now you got this guard unit from Nicaea, but now the shock infantry from Austria, the dismounted Austrian Ritters. Where did the shock infantry from? I guess they moved over here. Oh, the handguns shooting into the shock infantry from the Sultanate of Rum. And they, oh, you see the numbers drop. And now the Ghulam bodyguard coming out. Hitting the back of my units that I pulled out of that. I do still have my 2 cav units. I've got a 72 out of 80, 45 out of 80. This one's almost untouched. And continued fire shooting into the shock infantry from the Sultanate of Rum. Where did the... Oh, there's the Ghulam. I was like, where did the Ghulam bodyguard go? I think we're going to try and get our cav in and hit that unit, but I think they're all tied up here. Even bringing my gen in, the Duke's bodyguard. And you can see that the shock infantry is getting very low, suffice to say. And I think that it is clear enough to call that is going to be a GG for today's battle. You can see the units starting to waver and break for the defenders. The bounce power almost fully yellow in the favor of the attackers. A really fun battle. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Once again, I am going to be trying to do a bit more 12-12, hopefully some Rise of Mordor. The whole thing is going to come down to how many replays I can get. So don't forget, if you guys are, if you play 12-12, you play Rise of Mordor, and you've got some replays, make sure you get into the Discord and place those in the replay drop so that hopefully I can do some replays. I want to do more of these games. Kind of expand the base of the games and the people who follow. But let's go and look at some kills here. So for the Principality of the Principality of Wales, Royal Athenian, his dismounted hospitaller knights doing really well, 258. One of his sergeants, 227. And then his handgunners, 343. And then this is I think he only brought 1 cav unit, actually, from what I'm looking. And we've got Titirand as the Duchy of Austria. Look at his shock infantry, 386, 309. His cav even doing pretty well, 224, 154. You can see he spent a lot of money on these guys. We got Sea Dog as the Kingdom of Jerusalem and Cyprus. Look at the Dismounted Hospital Knight. 409 kills. Dismounted Cyprian Knights, 221. But some of them not doing very well. 163 on his Cyprian Knight, his cavalry. Then you got myself as the Duchy of Burgundy. The one Dismounted Chevalier did not do great. 331 on the other one. Then you've got my longbows, 223, 322 on the handgun. And cavalry, one of them did 106, and the other one really barely got into combat. Now for the defenders, we have got Riken as the Empire of Nicaea. Look at the shock infantry, 209, 196. Still pretty good. Like obviously you could see how good that the shock infantry is. So typically, you see a bit more than this, but 209, 196 is nothing to bat an eye at. 216 on his mortar. And then we've got Mexi as the Teutonic Order. You've got the Axeman, 285 and 375. Really, really well done. 211 on his Halberdiers. 145 on his General. We've got Grey Wolf as the Latin Empire. His Dismounted Templar Knights, 154 on one of them, but other than that, not too great on that one. And then his Templar Mounted Sergeants, 143. Then finally for the defenders, we got Lance as the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum. And, I mean, got pretty good on his crossbows. These guys, once again, probably could have done a little bit better. His general actually was pretty healthy with 107 kills. Definitely had kills left in that unit, but unfortunately it unfortunately broke before he had the chance to use it. But alright guys, that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget that if you are new to the channel, go hit that subscribe button. We hope to see you guys next time on the next video. And if you're not part of the Discord, get in there and check it out. We play games all the time, and we always love to have more people. We're at 650 people in the Discord now. And guess what, guys? We are like 28 people away from 3,000 subs. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time.